سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم الفسيح.
ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال الله تعالى عز وجل في قرآنه الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منا زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار. For today's khutbah, dear brothers and sisters, I wanted to share something with you, something we recite all the time, and sometimes I would argue that we overlook. And this is a gift from Allah Azza wa Jal that He has revealed upon us, which is the phrase Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I hope to share just a few things about this phrase. The first of them is the common translation that you might be familiar with, which is in the name of Allah. And then we'll get to Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim towards the end, inshallah. But first, what is ism? Ism means name. But the Arabic word ism, it comes from the origin of wasam. And wasama in Arabic is a verb, and it means two things. Number one, it is some kind of mark, some kind of branding done. If there's animals, the cattler or the rancher, they would stamp and they would mark their animal, their cattle, whichever that they have, so that they would know who has which cow and who has which horse. So it's a mark that distinguishes this horse from every other horse. The other meaning of wasama comes from wasama, and you get words like wasim and wisam, which means beauty. So in other words, not only is this a mark, but it's a mark of beauty, and it distinguishes that person from the other. These are the two things that come from that origin word. When we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we are acknowledging something about Allah Azza wa Jal. That every one of His qualities that He has, that everything that He does, that is unique to Him. That is His branding that He does. It cannot be confused with any other person, with anyone else. The way that Allah Azza wa Jal, He shows us mercy, the way that Allah Azza wa Jal, He guides us, the way how Allah Azza wa Jal, He provides for us, the way He plans for us, the way that Allah Azza wa Jal does anything, everything is unique to Him. It cannot be compared. That is His unique mark. That is His beautifying mark. The second thing is that everything that Allah Azza wa Jal does, whether you understand it or not, that it has beauty within it, that it has knowledge within it. And that is just within the word ism, subhanAllah. Let's take this a step further. When we say in the name of Allah, instead of just mentioning Allah Azza wa Jal, we are using one of His best names, the first name that we are told. Like when we're saying the Shahada, La ilaha illallah. We don't say La ilaha illa Rahman or illa Rahim. The first name that we are taught is Allah Azza wa Jal, subhanAllah. So the first word that we're taught about our Lord, it's Allah Azza wa Jal, invoking this uniqueness and this beautifying quality of Allah Azza wa Jal. Imam Alusi, rahimahullah, he talks about the ba in Bismillah. He says, al-ba li isti'ana. meaning that the word ba in Bismillah is asking for help. That you are asking Allah Azza wa Jal for help. So when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you are asking Allah Azza wa Jal for just generalized help. But we as human beings, we need different kinds of help. When you're sick, you need someone to cure you. When you're tired, you need someone to relieve you of that stress. When you're confused, you need someone to clarify it for you. When you don't know, you need someone to educate you. When you're lost, you need someone to guide you. It's not one kind of help that we need. If you're hungry, you don't need to be educated at that moment. You need to be fed, right? There's different kinds of helps for different kinds of scenarios. When you ask Allah Azza wa Jal for help, at any occasion, any different occasion, Allah Azza wa Jal will give you that specific kind of help. And of course, you can use Allah Azza wa Jal's name. Allah Azza wa Jal, He calls Himself Al-Hadi, the one who guides. And of course, when you call upon this name, Allah Azza wa Jal will guide you with it. Allah Azza wa Jal calls Himself the provider, Ar-Razaq, the one who provides over and over again. So in that name, He will provide you provision. Allah Azza wa Jal, He calls Himself Dhul Quwwatil Mateen, the one who has extended might, the one who has extended power. Then we are weak, and Allah Azza wa Jal is all strong. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us some of that power, so that we can accomplish whatever we need to do. So every one of Allah Azza wa Jal's name has a specific characteristic associated with it. But when you wake up in the morning, you're just getting out of bed, you don't know what's going on, you just started your day. What is the first thing that should come out of your mouth? It should be Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Just rolling off your tongue like that. Because you don't need to think about which name of Allah Azza wa Jal do I need. You don't know that if you need strength to wake up, or you need Allah Azza wa Jal to guide you this morning, or to help you plan your day, or that you need Allah Azza wa Jal to give you halal rizq, you need Allah Azza wa Jal to provide peace to your family and security. So which name of Allah Azza wa Jal do you call upon? And it's a gift from Allah Azza wa Jal that He gave us this. Just by the word ism, you invoke all of those names of Allah Azza wa Jal. That is the unique quality of ism, subhanAllah. That just using the word ism, when you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you included all the beautiful things about Allah Azza wa Jal in just that word. Even if you thought about it or not. This is the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. That I could not think of any of those names. I could not think of all of these things that I needed help with in that morning, because I don't just need one kind of help. I need too many things. I'm in too much need. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says in the Quran, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَدْعُوهُ بِهَا. He says, for Allah there are the most beautiful of names, so call Him with those beautiful names. But look how many names of Allah Azza wa Jal there are written and not written. That they are in the Sunnah, that they're in the Quran, they're in the Hadith. There's like so many different names of Allah Azza wa Jal. And we need all of them, right? So Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave us that gift with just saying Bismillah. And that we already called upon all of these names, the ones that you will learn and the ones that you will never learn, that all of them have been included just by saying Bismillah. On to the second point. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Sometimes to appreciate what Allah Azza wa Jal does for us, it's because He's so unique for us. If you were to call upon Allah Azza wa Jal with one name, imagine you called Allah Azza wa Jal with just Ar-Razzaq, that you just say Bismillah Razzaq, that you just call upon Allah Azza wa Jal in just that name, that's it. In that scenario, you are only appreciating the fact that what He provided for you. You didn't appreciate the fact that He guides you, the fact that He protects you, that He secures you, that He gives you good people in your life. You didn't appreciate the fact that He gives you knowledge, that He made you a Muslim, that He gave you health, that He gave you a job, that He gave you all of these different things. You just reduced Allah Azza wa Jal to just one characteristic of the millions of characteristics, billions of characteristics that He has. And Allah Azza wa Jal, to protect us from doing this kind of sin, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَيُعَلِّمُكُمْ مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ. That meaning that He taught you what you could have never known. So even though you might be thinking that you're praising Allah Azza wa Jal by saying Bismillah Razaq or Bismillah Hadi, right? It would have been offensive to Allah Azza wa Jal because you are only appreciating one of those characteristics that Allah Azza wa Jal has. So that's why He gives us Bismillah. He gives us this phrase. Now when you call using this phrase, the believer is supposed to be filled with gratitude that he calls upon Allah Azza wa Jal by every single characteristic. That the believer appreciates Allah Azza wa Jal for every characteristic that he has. And now we are supposed to feel overwhelmed that Allah Azza wa Jal has given us this phrase, subhanAllah. And look at how many different ways that Allah Azza wa Jal provides for us. Like there's no other relationship like the one that we have with Allah Azza wa Jal. You go for your teacher for knowledge. You go to your parents for support. You go for school for more knowledge. And you go for different people for different things that you need. But to Allah Azza wa Jal, you go to Him for every single thing. That there's not one thing that is missing that you and I don't ask Allah Azza wa Jal for help. That is just the first part of the equation, Bismillah. When we just use the word Bismillah. That we are expressing our love, that we are acknowledging Allah Azza wa Jal, that we have this true love for Him. That all of our problems, whenever we ask Him, they'll become reduced to dust. We all have problems. Some of us have problems with children, some of us with money, some of us with health, family, friends, all kinds of problems. But when you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you will know that Allah Azza wa Jal will remove that tension from your head. That He'll get rid of it. You will replace it with the reliance on Allah Azza wa Jal. And that everything will get sorted out because this is a gift from the heavens that Allah Azza wa Jal gave us. It's amazing that in the Quran, Allah Azza wa Jal, He starts off every surah with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim except one. But there is a time in which Allah Azza wa Jal, He puts Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in the middle. He says, إِنَّهُ مِن سُلَيْمَانَ وَإِنَّهُ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيم. This ayah is in Surah Naml. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's talking about Sulaiman alayhi salam. He is about to do great things with jinn, moving creations upon creations of Allah Azza wa Jal. And then, before he starts any of this, he says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, that this is from Allah Azza wa Jal. So what is Allah Azza wa Jal teaching us? That if Allah Azza wa Jal can do every single thing possible, that using Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and the power of Allah Azza wa Jal, you and I have no reason to be a pessimist. That a Muslim is not supposed to feel suppressed or depressed because he has this gift. That they're not supposed to feel compressed and defeated knowing that he has Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim on his side. And think of this analogy. That you have all of these problems, right? You have money problems, you have health problems, family, all of these problems that happen, right? And they all seem to be getting worse. And the arguments just keep getting more nasty. And that these problems just keep burying the person again and again and again. And then one day someone comes up to you and then he says, this is an envelope. You can open it after 30 days. And I'll tell you, there's a great amount of money in this envelope, but you can only open it after 30 days. It's in your hand, but you cannot open it. Even though that person does not have enough money for food that day, or he can't pay his rent, or he can't pay his bills, enough for anything. But he knows that in his hand, he has a guarantee. That even though he has no shoes on, he's walking on the streets, he's happy and he's smiling. And that person's asked, oh, hey, why are you so happy? You don't know, in 27 days I'll let you know. Because this person, he has a guarantee in his hand that after a certain amount of time, this pressure that I have upon me will be relieved by this thing. That after 24 more days, this envelope, I'll open it and all my problems will be solved. Because it will become no big deal, because there's a guarantee in that person's hand. That is what happens when you and I, brothers and sisters, when we use the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's a guarantee that you have on your tongue, subhanAllah. It's worth more than all of the money in this world, more than anything you can imagine. And it's just on your tongue. You just have to say it and believe on it. A person will have this gift, they'll rip it up and say, I don't believe in it. I don't think this is true. They will be skeptical about it. You and I are believers, brothers and sisters. We believe in the quwwah of Allah Azza wa Jal. And with that, I take you to the next names of Allah Azza wa Jal. In Arabic, there's a thing called harf nida. And you must have heard it if you have an Arabic friend or if you yourself speak Arabic. And harf nida is a word like, if you translate it, it's like, ya, oh so and so. So you say, ya walad, ya rajul, ya kareem, ya abdullah. And if you want to use al, which means da in Arabic, you'll say, ya ayyuhal walad, ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, ya ayyuhal nabi. Right? If you want to use al, if you want to specify, you have to use ayyuha. Some argue that the name Allah Azza wa Jal consists of the word al. So when we make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal, we say Ya Allah. We don't say Ya Ayyuhallah, right? We say, Ya Allah, guide us, Ya Allah, help us, Ya Allah, protect us. So we say it all the time, so why is it not applied to this name? That all of the names in Arabic, all of the characteristics in Arabic, you have to use ayyuha except Allah Azza wa Jal. Why is that? Because the name Allah Azza wa Jal is so unique that this rule does not apply to Allah Azza wa Jal's name. That the name Allah Azza wa Jal itself is unprecedented. The way that Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave it to us, the gift of His name upon us, it's telling us that you are dealing with no one else. Like there's no one else like Him. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In the phrase Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we spoke about Bismillah. Now what are these two names of Allah Azza wa Jal? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What is so special about these two names? Out of all of the names of Allah Azza wa Jal, why these two specific names? Ar-Rahman has three different characteristics, three simple things. Number one, it means that Allah Azza wa Jal's love and His mercy and His care are extreme. Meaning it's mubalagha, that it's beyond what you can imagine. That's the first thing, that it's extreme. The second thing is that it is immediate, that you don't have to wait for it. It's happening right now. And the third of those things is that, and this is a general characteristic, when you use fa'alan, this is a scary one. It's not permanent. It's extreme, it's immediate, but it's not permanent. That'll happen, but then it'll go away. For example, if you say atshan in Arabic, which means thirsty, this is not permanent. They'll have extreme thirst until they quench their thirst and they won't have it anymore. Ghadban, when someone is extremely angry, then their anger subsides and then they won't have it anymore. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He uses this name of Allah that it's immediate, it's extreme, but it's not permanent, that it will go away. And that's the kind of beauty that Allah Azza wa Jal that He gives us. If Allah Azza wa Jal, He's Ar-Rahman, He's excessively loving, excessively caring to us, that it will never go away until you remove it. Let that sink in. Allah Azza wa Jal's love and His mercy and His care will never go away until you remove it. SubhanAllah, may Allah protect us. That person can remove themselves from the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal will never close that door upon us. It is only non-Muslims and believers that will close that door. And even if a person opens that door after many years asking tawbah to Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah Azza wa Jal will never say that why are you opening it, you will get no rahmah. That door always is open with Allah Azza wa Jal. SubhanAllah. So remember, Ar-Rahman, it's three things. That it's immediate, it's extreme mubalagha beyond comprehension, but it can be removed. So brothers and sisters, make sure you always ask Allah Azza wa Jal for His love and His care. And the last of the names is Ar-Rahim. And there are two things about Ar-Rahim. Number one, it fills the voids of Ar-Rahman. SubhanAllah. So Ar-Rahman, we said, it is not permanent, it is temporary. It can be removed at any time. Ar-Rahim is saying that it is permanent, it will be always with you. Allah Azza wa Jal will take care of you now and immediately with the name Ar-Rahman. And if you're worried about tomorrow and the future, Allah Azza wa Jal will take care of you with Ar-Rahim. SubhanAllah. Even when we think about day-to-day life, right? You don't think about the future if you have a very big problem right now. For example, a lot of the college kids and the school kids, they have finals coming up right now. So they're mainly focused on the finals. They won't think about what to do in summer break right now. So they're focusing on this problem that they have coming up right now. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He is Ar-Rahman, He is excessively loving and caring right now when you need it. And if you're looking for the future, Allah Azza wa Jal is also Ar-Rahim, and He'll take care of you also in the future, subhanAllah. So when you're thinking about when am I going to pay next month's bill, how am I going to do this in the future and this, how are my kids, how is this? Know that Allah Azza wa Jal, He takes care of you in your present time and in the future time, subhanAllah. Allah Azza wa Jal, He describes us human beings as كَلَّا بَلْ تُحِبُّونَ الْعَاجِلَةِ. That no, these humans, they love to rush things. That we love things that come very fast. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He knows us. He knows how we act. So He gives us these two names, knowing how we're going to act in the present time, knowing how we're going to act in the future time. So He gives us Ar-Rahman, which helps us currently, and then He gives us Ar-Rahim for the future. Subhanallah. And with that, I end the beauty on Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين واحمي حوزنة الإسلام يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأهله في كل مكان. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأهله في كل مكان. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأهله في فلسطين. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأهله في غزة. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. ولذكر الله تعالى وأعلى وأكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح يسعك